The good news is that back in January, the pressing times for the economy tier at CCS went all the way from about a year down to 15 days. Now, the bad news is that some of my books that I sent back last January were still sitting there. And so I wasn't too excited to know that some people are having their books pressed after 15 days, while mine had been there over a year. So I sent an email to CGC and said, hey man, what's going on? I see turnaround times are way down for pressing, but my books have been hanging out since last January. So the customer service representative on the other side apologized, of course, and said he'd look into it. And he did get them into the pressing queue, but it still took them several weeks to get my books pressed. However, to their credit, once they finished pressing, they sent the books to CGC and then basically gave me free fast tracking. And so once they arrived from pressing, these books went through pretty quickly. And now here we're sitting in March, ready to look at the grades that I got. So even though it was still a bummer that they were sitting there for so long waiting to get pressed, really all's well that ends well. And I do give a lot of credit to CGC's customer service to try to make the best out of a tough situation. Now, these are the first books I've ever gotten back from the economy tier, so I feel like I'm going to learn a lot. I've heard some people say that they're a little easier on economy books since they understand they're so old. And then I've heard others say it really doesn't make any difference. And so I am going to see what I think. Now, I think most of these books are pretty nice for their age. But once again, we're going to see how they handle the economy tier. So we've got 2 early Bronze Age books and then 5 Silver Age books. And we'll do the bronze ones first because I at least hope that they are going to be the highest grades, unless CGC just gives me some awesome grades on the Silver Age ones. So, to start off, we have Forever People #1, which contains the first appearance of what, of course, is one of the greatest DC villains, Darkseid. Let's see what we got. 7.5. That's a little lower than I was hoping for. I was hoping for an 8 at least. So, it's going to be really interesting, but that doesn't make me too hopeful for the rest. Maybe we'll get a rebound on this one. We have New Gods #1, continuing on with the New Gods line. So we have the first appearance of Orion, Light Ray, Metron, Highfather, and Calabac. So I'm hoping this is better than a 7.5, but we'll see. 8.5. All right. A little bit of a rebound. Better than the Forever People. All right, let's keep the good luck running as we head to our Silver Age books. And we first off have Tales to Astonish #90, which contains the first full appearance of the Abomination. And this book was super hot a couple of years ago when this character was announced to be a part of the She-Hulk show. But of course, that show wasn't too popular. And so the book's gone down in value. But I still think it's a great Silver Age book, and I think pretty nice grade. Let's see. 7.0. Geez Louise. Oh, I see there's some spine roll there. All right, well, I mean, these grades aren't terrible. I mean, these are old books, right? But I don't seem to be getting an old age bump. I certainly have some 7.0 books worse than that. Maybe I just got lucky on that one, and this is what we should really be expecting. All right, well, enough whining. These are 7.0 on a Silver Age book is pretty great. So now let's move to Thor 148. This is the first appearance of another one of my favorite villains, the Wrecker, who was also in the She-Hulk show and was even portrayed worse than the Abomination. But I still love this character, and I'm just going to pretend that show never destroyed him. And let's see what we got. Whoa! All right. Now that is what I'm talking about. Wow. 9.4. First Wrecker. Man. And this is certainly a book that I personally love more than those others. The Wrecker has always been one of my favorite villains. All right. So we're winning some, we're losing some. Here we have Avengers number 69, which is the first appearance of the Grandmaster. And so another awesome villain. And I think this one looks really nice as well. I don't think as nice as that. There's some foxing on the back. So now, we're getting to the ones that are, I thought would be more like 7s or 6s. Depends how bad the foxing hits here. 7.5. All right, so that's good. I was hoping for at least a 7. Now this one I think has some staple tearing and some foxing. So I think a 6 or 7 for this one. Let's see what we got. 6.5. So we got there with that. And then one more. Strange Tales 159, which contains the first appearance of Contessa Valentina Allegro de Fontaine. Such a long name that I had to read it off. And here on the case, it just says first appearance of Val. Of course, this has become a really big character in the MCU, portrayed by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who's kind of organized the Thunderbolts team. And I think this is a nice one. I hope higher than a 6.5. But maybe not. We'll see. 8.0. Very nice. All right. So mixed bag, and that's usually what you get when you get CGC. A couple that you think were a little lower than you were hoping, a couple a little higher than you were thinking, and then a couple about the same. So I'm really happy, obviously, about the Thor 148. There's none that I'm really bummed about, except for maybe the Forever People one. I thought that was a little higher than a 7.5 for sure. But everything else came about what I thought it would be. So thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Of course, if you hadn't subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you consider doing so. Give the thumbs up and all those things that help out the algorithm. Thanks for watching, and as always, I look forward to the next one.